Good morning. Sit up nice and tall, lengthen through the crown of your head. Get the last minute wiggles out. Make sure your butt's situated. Your shoulders are stacked over the top of your hips. You're allowing that natural curve into your spine. Take nice, deep, big belly breaths. Feel the earth beneath the soles of your feet. Feel the seat of your chair on the back of your thighs. Feel the connection, the foundation. Awareness away from the body and to the things right around you. When your eyes are closed, can you remember what's around you and feel that spatial awareness? Thinking about the different planes of movement. If you were to move with your eyes closed, would you be able to miss anything might be in your way? Would you bonk your head? Would you hit your arm on something? Try and remember what's around you. I want you to drop your right ear to the right side. Take a couple of nice, big, deep breaths. Tuck your chin and roll to the center. Lift your head back up to neutral and drop your left ear to the left side. Take 3 nice, big, deep breaths. Feel your head melt over to the side. Tuck your chin and roll to the center. Pause at the center, opening the back of your neck. Maybe pressing your shoulders a little bit forward and down, like towards the knee area, to open up the back a little bit more. We're going to focus the shoulders on the different areas of the upper back. So if you press them forward and down towards the knee, and then kind of roll them forward and up, like as they're going straight forward, and then roll them forward and up towards the ceiling. And feel the different areas stretch along your spine, between your shoulder blade and your spine. And then I want you to roll from the shoulder, from up towards the ceiling, back down towards the front, towards your knees. So it's kind of a half moon, half circle, half roll. You're just going up and down, but keeping the forward push with your shoulder. Does that make sense? The whole time I'm trying to explain this, I have sweat dripping off my nose, Or 5 seconds ago, I was freezing. So I got that going on. Relax your shoulders to neutral. Lift your head back up on your crown. Lengthen. Put your hands on your hips, elbows out. And I want you to draw your shoulder blades together in the back. Opening up the elbows. And we're going to do that same half circle or half moon on the back. So roll them up towards your ears and then back and down. Just up and back and down on the back side. Keep them pressed back in space as you go up and down. Breathe. And relax. Keep your hands on your hips. Imagine that you're pressing your hips into the seat and you're lengthening your crown away from your hips. You have some energy in your arms and your hands pressing your hips in a downward motion. You can have your thumbs on the crest of your hip bone, your iliac crest. Right above that crest or right into the top of the crest. Wide fingers and just press down into your hips. Lengthen through your crown. Draw the belly off the femurs. Breathe. We're gonna lean right. Lead with the elbows. Keep pressing the hips down. Focusing on the left, pressing the left hip down. This is another way to open the side body without bringing that arm up overhead. So press down into that hip. Come back up to neutral. Relax your hands if you need to take a break. Roll your wrists around. We're going to do the other side. Wrapping your thumbs around, feeling that hip bone, and then pressing downward. And lean left. Keep pressing the right downward. Stretching through the right side skin. Back. Breathe. And come back forward. Lengthen tall. Relax your hands and just let them sit on your hips. I want you to lean forward without your hips rolling forward. So you're going to feel the lean right here. Your hands are on the hips just to feel that the hips don't roll forward. So you're not rolling onto your sit bones forward. Does that make sense? Just feel your hips under your hands. Come forward with your upper body. Pull the belly button in. And it's like you're not allowing your hip bowl to tilt forward. You're keeping it in the same position. And come back up. Lean forward again. Pull the belly in. Don't let the hips rock forward. Lengthen through the crown. And come back up. Take a break. We're going to do it 2 more times. And I hope that makes sense. That you're keeping the bowl of the hips in a neutral position and the upper body is kind of rolling forward and back. We don't normally do it this way. We usually have the whole spine going. Not this time. Hands on your hips. Feel the hip bones stay in place as you pull the belly in and take the chest forward, head forward. Getting some stretch in your mid back. Maybe set them in your low back. Lengthen through the crown. Come back up. One more time. Hands are relaxed. They're just feeling the hips. And if you start to feel the hips roll forward, then back off a little bit because you don't want them to roll. You want to keep them in neutral. Chest and head come forward slightly. Pull the belly in. and come back up. Relax your hands, roll your wrists, flip them around. We're going to do a couple of twists. So you have a couple of choices. You can cross just your feet, you can cross your legs, or you can do in figure 4. Whichever of those you want to do is totally up to you. Since we haven't done a lot of twisting yet, you might want to start with crossed feet or crossed legs. I feel like crossed legs today. So once you find whichever position feels best to you, lengthen tall. If you are doing the figure 4, make sure that you've got your opposite hand on your shin at least, so you can help assist keeping that leg up. Lengthen tall. Deep breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate right. Just a little rotation, little bit. Pull the belly in. Turn your head over the right shoulder also. Come forward, nice and slow. Keeping that leg up there. We're going to do it again. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, rotate just a tiny, tiny bit bigger than you did the first time. Turning your head to the right, pull the belly in. And come back. Nice and slow. Now we'll switch legs. Pick which one you want to do. I would pick the same one you did on the other leg because it pulls on different muscles in the hips, and that way your hips are balanced. So root through your sit bones to start. Lengthen tall. Inhale. Exhale, turn left. Little tiny bit, just where you start to feel stretches. Turn your head over the left shoulder. Draw the belly in, lengthen. Keep your length through your crown. And come back. Nice and slow. We're going to do it again. Lengthen tall, deep breath, rotate. It's like you're twisting the air out. Twist a little bit more. Turn the head over the shoulder. Pull the belly in long through the crown. And relax and come forward. Release. Release your leg. We're going to do one cheek on and one cheek off. So I'm going to turn to the left. I'm going to drop my right knee to start. The back foot can either be, excuse me, on the toes or on the top of the foot, or you could roll up a blanket, a pillow, and kind of put that in the ankle area for support. Whichever one you want to do. Shoulder and knee are lined up. Hold on to the back of the chair with the left hand. And remember our pelvic bowl. Our pelvic bowl should be nice and level, so we don't spill forward or spill back. So you can put your right hand on those hips and kind of rock them back and forth and feel the pelvic bowl rock forward and back. In this position, it's more likely it's going to spill forward. So we're going to want to tuck our tail and help that bowl stay level. When you tuck the tail, you feel a stretch down the front of that hip. Lengthen through the crown and breathe. Relax the toes. Draw the belly in. Take the right arm, inhale to the outside, up and over, lean to the back side of the chair. Breathe, opening the hip up a little bit more. Keep the pelvic bowl from spilling forward. And come back up nice and slow. Use your abs. Arm all the way down at your side. Lean your body forward and slide your foot back up onto your toes. So you've got a long line from the head to the heel of the foot. You're leaning forward. I want you to press into your heel without locking your knee. And then I want you to come up as much as you can. You're going to arch in the upper back, not the low back. So pull the belly in. Lift the head to the ceiling. Little deeper stretch in the front of the hip. You can bend the knee more if you need to release a little bit. If it's too much stretch, just let the knee bend and relax. And lean back forward, bringing the head down. Slide the toes all the way forward, coming onto the heel of your foot. Lengthen tall. Make sure both legs are straight out from your hip joint. Hand on your hip. Deep breath. Exhale, flat back comes forward. Bowl spills forward on the hips. Soft knee, flexed foot. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Slide that right hand down your thigh, down your knee, down your shin. Round your upper back. Drop your head. Breathe into your back. Nice big breaths. Feel your back open up and stretch. You can rest on that bent knee a little bit for support. Before you lift, I want you to lift just your head and shoulders so your back is flat again. Pull your belly in, squeeze your butt, and then come up with a flat back. Slide your foot in, roll around to the front. Shake it all out. And we're ready to do the other side. Switch sides, one cheek on and one off. Coffee, I think I'll have it. Make sure that your hip and shoulder are level. Again, you can be on your toes with your foot flexed, or you can have your toes pointed and being on the top of your foot, or you can use a block, a pillow, a blanket rolled up under your ankle for support. Hold on to the chair with your right hand in the back. Check your hips, put your left hand on your hips. Make sure your bowl is not spilling forward. So you tuck your tail to make that bowl nice and level. Just the act of tucking stretches through the front hip and thigh, maybe even in the belly. Breathe. Tall. Left arm releases down. Inhale out to the side, up and over. Lean over the back of the chair, opening up the hip a little bit more. Keep your bowl level. And slowly stack your spine, come up tall again, releasing the hand down to your side. You can put that hand on your right thigh as you lean forward and push that heel back without locking your knee. So you have a nice long line from the head to the heel of the foot. Pulling the belly in. Slowly start to lift up. When you feel like you can't keep your back straight anymore and lift any higher, the stretch is too much, Then you want to lift just your heart and your head. If it's too much stretch in the leg, bend the knee a little bit, let it relax, kind of like a hammock. And you can go from pushing into the heel to relaxing. The bowl is definitely spilling forward. That's okay. Keep the belly pulled in. Bring your head and heart back to neutral. Tall spine. Leaning forward. Slide the leg in all the way out till it's straight. Toes are up. Both legs are straight out from your hip joint. Lengthening tall, hand is on your hip. Get your bowl level. Deep breath. Exhale, flat back comes forward. The bowl falls forward, spills forward. Knee is soft. Toes are flexed. Lengthen through the crown. Stay tall to begin with. Breathe. And take the left hand down the thigh, over the knee, down the shin. Start rounding your shoulder, dropping your head. You can lay your chest partially on the right leg for support. Breathe. We're going to lift in stages to protect our back. So keeping your lean forward, lift your head and shoulders only, flatten your back, pull your belly in, squeeze your butt, and come up with a flat back. Slide your foot in, come to face forward. Very nice. Shake it out, roll out your shoulders, whichever you want to do. Release any tension that you feel. We're going to stand up and we're going to do some T-band and back of the thigh, as well as balance, all rolled into one. So you're going to put the chair off to the side so you can stand to the side of it. So come up and shake it out. You want to be able to hold on to the back of the chair, the highest part of the chair, but you might want to have the option to transition to the small part of the chair. So you might want to have it so that you can reach both at some point. So the outside leg, in my case, is the right. You're either going to have it heel toe touching, or you're going to take it a little further and cross, whichever is more comfortable for you. You don't have to cross completely over. You can just take it over midline just a tad, or just heel toe. Or other option, if even heel toes a little bit much, you can always have the inside of your heel touch the big toe. So you're not even crossed much at all. You're just tight together. So find the position that's comfortable for you and put your weight over both feet. If that doesn't work, take the weight to the back and switch and try something different. Find the one that works for you. I'm taking the outside of my front foot heel to my pinky toe on the back foot. That feels comfortable, and I can stand over both feet comfortably. Knees aren't locked. One hand on the chair, outside hand on the hip. Lengthen through the crown. Bend the knees a teeny bit and flat back come forward. So at this point, you can transition your hand to the lower part of your chair if you want. Stay tall in your spine. You got a nice, strong number 7 in the shape of your body. Belly's pulled in to protect your back. Breathe. Right hand is on my hip. I'm going to release that right hand and slowly start to go further down, reach towards the floor or a block, or put it on the chair with the other one. Pull the belly in even more as you come forward, and you can drop your head if you want. To come back up, you're going to put that hand on your thigh. You're going to straighten your back into that number 7. You're going to bend your knees a little bit, pull your belly in, and come up. Shake out your legs. Switch sides. I'm going to move my chair, or you can turn around. Now your mobility in this hip might be different than the other. So try where you had it on the other side and put your weight over both feet. If that doesn't work, lean to the back foot, put your front foot somewhere else, come forward. If that doesn't work, you want a little bit of stretch. You don't want pain. So find one that's most comfortable for you, where you can stand over the top of both feet evenly. Knees are slightly bent. You have no pain, but maybe a little stretch. You feel a little wobbly. Lengthen through your crown. One hand on the chair, one hand on your hip. Deep breath. Exhale, pull the belly in as you start that flat back coming forward. Bring yourself into that number 7. And transition the hand to the lower part of the chair if you want. Or if you're brave and want to try both hands on your hips, you can do that too. Hand on the hip comes towards the floor. You can let it dangle there. Round your upper back. Pull the belly in. Let your head hang. Pressing into the big toe of both feet. Return your hand to your thigh. Lift your shoulders and head to flatten your back into that number 7 shape. Bend your knees, pull the belly in, come up. Use the chair. Relax, shake it out. Nice and strong. Good job. Open your feet a little wider than your hips, or a little wider than your shoulders. So if you were to put your thumbs on your elbow or put your thumbs on your shoulders and have your elbows down, underneath the elbows is about where you want your feet. Hands on your hips, lengthen tall through your spine. You want both feet to face directly forward. So check down and make sure you open out your heels, and you're going to feel like your knees have rolled inward. I want you to squeeze through your glutes and imagine that your inner thighs are going to roll outward. So you're going to feel pressure on the outside of both of your feet when you do that. Lengthen tall through your spine. Try not to arch your back and push your hips forward. Stay tall. Keep that pressure, that rolling of the inner thigh rolling outward, the squeezing of the butt, like you're rolling a towel together. Keep that roll and come forward with a flat back. It's going to be harder the more forward you go. Really feel that pressure on the outsides of your feet, soft knees, all the way to flat back. You have another number 7 with wide legs. Lengthen through the crown. Chair can be right there nearby if you need to hold on for a moment. Find your balance. Stare straight at the floor. Feel the pressure on the outsides of the feet as you're trying to roll those hips in and open them up, or roll the inner thigh forward. Relax your shoulders, drop your upper back, drop your head, and let your arms hang. Keep pressure on the outside of the feet. Keep trying to squeeze the glutes inward and roll the inner thigh forward. Because keeping the knee in alignment is what that's doing. Return your hands to your hips or your thighs. Flatten your back into that number 7. Squeeze your butt. Pull the belly in. Come on up, flat back. As you come up, relax your legs, release your feet. Take them out. Put them back in the same position that they were just in. Get away from your chair so you don't smack it. And do some twists. Release some tension from your legs. Come up on your back toe. Move this out of the way a little further. Just let your body be loose. Trying to force anything. Let your arms swing a little bit bigger, like bring them up a little bit higher. So you get more upper back twist. Pick a side, reach, lengthen through your crown first, then reach through those fingertips, reach through that big toe. Stay tall on your spine. I don't want you to round your shoulder forward. Keep your shoulders level over your hips, just twisted. Breathe. Bring that arm up next to your ear. Follow your gaze to your thumb. We're going to open ourselves up. Bring that arm up and around as you open to the front of the room. Arm comes down. Back to twisting, and we're going to do the other side. All right. Pick the other side this time. Bring that arm across. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Usually when we do this, we lean forward and stretch. We're not doing that this time. We're staying right up over our hips, lengthening, reaching our fingertips. Gaze is at your thumb and follow it as the arm comes up next to your ear. Actually, if you're following the gaze, it's near your chin now. Breathe. We're going to continue up and over as we open ourselves to the front and down. Relax. Shake it out, and we're going to get our chair out of the way, and we're going to go to the floor. Grab a strap before you get to the floor. Dog leash, belt, whatever it is. I apologize for not saying that before we got started. We're going to go straight to the floor. Get the strap nearby, dog leash, belt, whatever you're using. Roll onto your back. You can either roll with your knees up or you can flop with your feet wide. Just a little, take a moment to transition to the floor. Give your back some love, whichever way you want. All right, get your strap. Bring your right foot up if it's not already. Lasso your right instep. You can put your left sole of your foot down under your hip on the floor. And I want you to balance that leg with a slightly bent knee right up over that right hip. And I want you to have a gentle flex of your foot. Usually I have your foot completely relaxed and you're just using the instep with the strap. I want you to gently flex it so you start to feel calf muscle engage. You start to feel some hamstring engagement. You might even feel T-band engagement. Just a gentle flex. Keep your balance. Breathe. Now, if you have your left sole of the foot on the mat, you can leave it there, or you can give yourself a little bit more challenge and you can straighten it out. I want you to have a gentle flex of that foot as well if you straighten it out. And imagining that your two legs are like scissors that are trying to yearn towards each other, like the scissors are trying to close. So that engages both of your thigh muscles. Breathe. Draw the leg across the midline slightly to get more T-band. Just a little bit. If you want some more, if you want to try it, you can put your both straps in your left hand, and you can roll your hips as a unit over to the left side. So this is both a T-band stretch and a twist. If that's not for you, just stay in your midline stretch for a moment more. Breathe. And then bring it back to center, balance it. I want you to slightly draw that leg towards your torso, just a little bit. Keep a little bend in your knee so you don't overstretch. Just draw it a little bit, and then I want you to open to the outside. It changes the way it stretches. Use your elbow as a kickstand if you need to. Keep engaging through those thighs like those two scissor legs are trying to close together. They're drawn towards each other like a magnet. Soft flex in both feet. Use a strap to draw it back up to center. Balance right over the hip. Again, take both ends of your strap or whatever you have into your left hand. It's going to be your support hand. I want you to take your right one into the air. Keep your shoulder on the mat though. And draw the leg towards the hand, towards the arm. Hold the belly in, take a deep breath. Exhale, lift, reach for your toes, and come right back down slowly. One more big breath. Exhale, reach for your toes, and come back down nice and slow. Bend the knee into the chest. Release the strap. Roll your ankle around. Relax both feet, both legs. Make sure you roll both directions. Draw the left knee up. Roll a little bit. And then switch legs. Lasso the left foot. Put the right sole of the foot on the ground. Take the left one to the air. Balancing it right over your hip, a nice soft knee. And a soft flex of that left foot. So you start to feel a little bit of thigh engagement. That's not a thigh. What I'm pointing at is a calf. You feel some calf engagement, maybe hamstring, maybe T-band. You can either keep your right foot on the floor or you could straighten out your right leg. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. But have a soft flex of the foot if you do straighten out. And imagining those thighs trying to scissor together. So feel them both engage as if they're drawn towards each other. Draw the left foot across midline slightly. If you want to stay there, that's fine. If you want to go a little deeper, put both straps in your right hand, roll your hips right. Make sure both feet stay flexed. Keeping the chest open. Slowly bring your leg back over hip. Engaging. Keep the thighs engaged. Feel them want to scissor together. Even if you have your leg bent, you can have that leg engaged like they're trying to come together. Draw the thigh towards your torso just a tiny bit and then open to the outside. Feel the thighs try and come meet each other. Keep the legs flexed. Breathe. Drag that leg back up. Right up over your hip. Put both straps in your right hand. Take your left hand to the ceiling, but keep your shoulder on the mat. Draw the shin towards the palm of your hand. Add a little bend in the knee. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lift, reach for the toes and roll back down. Another deep breath. Exhale, lift and reach for the toe and back down. And relax, bend your knee, release your hand. Draw your knee in and just roll your ankles around. You can relax the right leg. Make sure you roll both directions. Release your foot to the floor. I want you to put the left sole of your foot on the floor, and I want you to straighten out the right leg if you haven't already. Soft flex the foot. I want you to make sure that your hips are level and together, so you don't have one pushed further down than the other. You can put your hands on your hips to check your hips. And I want you to open that right leg out to the side about a 45-degree angle. Foot's gently flexed, knee is soft. And then I want you to slide along the floor right back to neutral. Soft flex of the foot. Open it up out to about 45 or as far as you can and back in. Sliding your calf along the floor. Open it back up. Breathe. Close it back in. Slide your heel along the mat. Slide the right leg up. Slide the right leg out. Slide the right leg up. Slide the right leg out. Slide the right leg up and stay on the sole of your foot. Switch, slide the left leg out. Soft flex. Open to the outside as far as you can. Hold for a beat or two. Slide it back in on the calf muscle. Slide it out. Slide it in. Another one, slide it out. Slide it back in. Now we're going to slide it up. Slide on your heel, draw the knee up to the ceiling. Slide it back out, straight leg. Still keep a soft flex. Slide on your heel, draw the knee up and back out. One more time. Slide it up. Sole on the floor. There's your savasana sound. You can roll your hips, draw your knees in, roll around. Release any tension that you might feel in your thighs, your hips, your back. You can flop, you can roll. Whatever feels good as you prepare yourself for Shavasana. Getting all of your creature comforts, eye pillow, support devices, covers if you feel you need covers. It's warm everywhere from what I understand. Check your body alignment, your body posture. If you could be just 5% more supported, what would that look like? What would that feel like? What type of apparatus would help that to happen? Or maybe it's just a shift of weight. It may not be any more, it may not be a device. Is the back of your neck lengthened and long, or is your chin jutting towards the ceiling? If it's jutting towards the ceiling, you might need a small pillow, rolled up wash rag, part of a blanket. So you can have length in the back of your neck. And that really, if you lay on the floor and your chin juts towards the ceiling, that really has to do with the muscular structure of your upper back. Men tend to have more dense muscles in their upper back, and thus always lift their chin towards the ceiling when they lay down. Not all men, but generally men. How about your pelvic bowl? Is your pelvic bowl supported? Is your pelvic bowl at a neutral position? Or does it feel like your low back is being pulled on or arched? Are your knees relaxed? Take 2 more breaths to just feel at your most relaxed position and think about what you could bring to the table or bring to the room next time to get just that much more relaxed, that much more comfortable. And settle into your breath. Feel the lungs inhaling and exhaling and massaging through the heart. Feel the diaphragm move, the organs up and down, making the belly rise to the ceiling and fall. Feel the movement of the torso with your breath. Feel it almost be like a rhythmical dance, a dance that you can watch, feel, but have no control over. Allow yourself to relinquish control of your breath. Allow yourself to relinquish control of your arms. Relinquish control of your hands. Of your legs and of your feet. Feel as if you're just a bag of bones and a pile of skin laying on the floor. Relinquish control of your face. Let all the muscles relax. Relinquish control of your body and let it lie there on the floor. Let it repair and rejuvenate. And draw your awareness to your mind. Where is your mind set today, this moment? Take control of your mind allowing your thoughts to be captured, as if you're grabbing them out of the air and opening them up like a magazine, briefly reading through that story and passing on to the next one, skimming the pages, grabbing the next one, skim the pages as if you're a speed reader. Grab the next thought, skim the pages of the book, release it. Feeling as if these thoughts are swirling around your head like books or magazines, papers, notebooks. Like a tornado of thoughts written down. And imagine that that tornado just kind of starts to slow down. They fall around your body. But in your hand, one book lands. As you open up that book, soft bound leather cover, old flimsy pages, yellowed with age, handwritten book. You can see the scrawling manuscript of the person that wrote it. The old-fashioned handwriting that we don't see anymore. All slanted to one direction, uniform and perfect. Some of the pages might be torn, the leather greatly worn. And the very first page, when you open it up, says that it's a girl. Knowing that those of you in class today are all women, this is your book. This is the book of your life. Maybe it looks battered and beaten. Maybe there's places where you've ripped pages out because you don't want to think about that memory. Maybe there's pristine pages with stickers and happy faces, little drawings and clouds. Maybe a few pages are dog-eared because you never want to forget those moments of your life. Children being born, or marriages, or birthdays. Very significant. And maybe there are places that were dog-eared at one time that seemed extremely important, but are no longer. And you've smoothed that page back out. No matter how badly beaten your book is, cherish your book of memories, of life, of things you've been through and gone through. Keep your leather soft and supple. Every single bit of this book is you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the excited, the deep, dark pages, the bright, light pages. Embrace every single one. Imagine taking your book to your chest. Feeling that physical form of life there with you. Taking a nice, deep, deep breath, filling up your lungs. And allowing the book to release into thin air. Feel the body. Feel the heart being massaged by the lungs. Feel the arms and the legs. Feel the head. Feel the heaviness of your bag of bones, pile of skin, your meat suit on your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Roll your wrists and ankles, elbows and knees, shoulders and hips, all the way up your spine. Turn your head side to side, create some movement in the entire body. Waking that meat suit back up. Gently draw one knee at a time into your chest. Pause or roll, whichever feels better. And then gently roll over onto your side, stacking your shoulders, hips, and knees. Allow your equilibrium to settle. Remember that each one of us has a book of life with all kinds of events and memories, good, bad, indifferent. We don't know each other's books. We just know our own. Be compassionate towards one another. Gently press yourself up into a seated position, peeling off the mat, finding a tall spine, relaxed arms and legs, lengthening through our crown, drawing the belly in slightly, taking a few breaths. Turn your head to the right and to the left in nice big no gesture, big rotation in the head. And then come to center and do nice big yes. All the way down and all the way up. Then face your head forward. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And do the other direction. Back up, forward, and down. And relax. Using our arms, inhale, arms out and up. Gather that air. Lengthen and lift through the body to the fingertips. Exhale, push that air down and away. Actively use those arms to push down. Inhale, gather with the soft arms like you're lifting pillows, cotton, clouds. Hands come together overhead. Exhale down to your chest. Lengthen through your crown, press through the palms of both hands. Draw the shoulders down slightly. Flutter your eyes open. And namaste.